What is good, everyone? Welcome back to Nate Trades. Today is day number 15 of documenting my journey to becoming a consistently profitable day trader. Today is Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. I'm going to be going over the two trades that I ended up taking today and the one trade that I just completely missed. But first, let's get right into market bias. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see we are sitting in a 4-hour bullish fair value gap. We have triple relative equal highs above, so clean, easy, simple, obvious, draw higher. On the 1-hour time frame, you can see that we did tap the 1 hour for value gap, but with the relative equal highs, the triple equal highs, I wasn't really worried about that. So I was looking for a sweep of this low or a move to about equilibrium of this leg and then taking a long. On the 15-minute, you can see we have a clear 15-minute bullish for value gap here that should send us higher. On the gamma exposure side of things, here is the chart for SPY, which correlates to ES. You can see here at the 755 level, I have that marked out. That was a massive, massive gamma level. And then here at 757, we also had another massive positive gamma level. On QQQ, which correlates to NQ, we also had a pretty big gamma level here at 725 and then at 727. So for those reasons, everything aligned for me to be looking for longs. Okay, going right into the first trade setup of the day, you can see that NQ here moved lower. This is about 50% of the range. It's also respecting a 15-minute bullish for value gap here. And ES is just ripping higher towards the overall high. ES, you can see the high being this overall obvious high. So I entered a long position. I didn't worry about the SMT here. Obviously this time it didn't work out, but I wasn't worried about the SMT here because I was super, super bullish. So how did this one play out? Boom, got stopped out in one candle. My plan was to go break even at this high right here, but yeah, got stopped out in one candle. A note for this trade is that SPY, aka ES, had already hit the 755 gamma level, and we were currently trading in that at the time of my trade. There wasn't a clear A plus unmitigated positive gamma level for me to target. All right, going right into the second trade setup that I actually missed, completely just missed. I didn't even see it. Here it is. So we went down lower. We edged and created relative equal lows here, and then went up and traded into this 15-minute bearish for value gap. Now the assets here are completely uncorrelated, and so that's part of the reason that I missed this trade. However, we created relative equal lows here, here on NQ, but we did have relative equal highs on ES. So to quickly explain this, we're respecting bearish here and we're respecting bullish here. So completely uncorrelated, but this is the setup that I missed. So after tapping into the 15 and the 5, we did get a resweep of the high. You can see we moved higher here, made a push higher, and then immediately moved lower. So the entry would have been this candle right here. I would have gone break even at this 5-minute theoretically, and then just carried it down to the relative equal lows. Now again, the reason I faded this, or not faded this, now, the reason that I missed this trade altogether and completely was because I was just leaning so completely bullish and I was just completely focused on longs, and ES was moving higher and Q is moving lower. It was just, they're completely uncorrelated. Anyways, that is the second trade setup that I missed. Going right into the second trade setup that I actually ended up taking. This one was not a plus, and I'll explain why in just a second, but let me explain why I did take it. So you can see we moved down, we kind of accumulated here. We manipulated through the low one more time and then started moving higher. We started edging this overall high, got a small retracement, and then immediate displacement higher, and this was a continuation model. Now here on ES, you can see we did go down and sweep out the current low, pre-market low, and so this was a great place that I thought if we were going to be bullish, we'd be bullish from here. I was wrong, but however, this is the trade that I took. I was targeting the 15-minute unmitigated up here, with my break even at the top of the relative equal highs, and this is how this one played out. Now, the one note I will have from this trade is that I have been incorporating gamma a lot into this, and here on NQ and on QQQ specifically, there was no gamma levels up here that were like a magnet for price. All of the gamma levels were lower, and so I shouldn't have taken this trade. It was a pattern trade, and yeah, that is what I got from that one. Now, obviously, price action recently has been really weird. We haven't been delivering through the highs, and we've just been, yeah, just going sideways. On the 4-hour, you can see that really, really clearly. We're just kind of accumulating. The daily looks even worse. We're honestly just going sideways. That's no excuse for taking trades against my model. Here on the first trade setup, we had clearly hit a positive gamma level on SPY, and so there was no obvious unmitigated gamma level for me to target. And then here on the second trade setup, again, I just didn't. I knew there was no positive gamma level, and I took it anyways. And obviously, I lost and I paid for it. But yeah, obviously the market has been kind of bad recently for me, not delivering through the highs. No excuse for breaking my rules and not taking trades with my system. So, anyways, that is it from today's trading recap. The thing I'll be focusing most on going forward is gamma, gamma, gamma levels. Just focusing on gamma levels and then using ICT and my continuation model or my reversals just to get to those gamma levels. So, anyways, that is it from today's trading recap. If you want to follow along with my journey, hit the subscribe button below. You can also follow me on Instagram at natetrades.official. I post daily Bible verses along with my daily bias every morning. Anyways, that's it. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Peace out.